thank you for being here again. I'm not going to say too much because she already said everything. But again, my name is Benita Peña, and along with Amy and the rest of the Advisory Council Board, we help Gabby out and Ms. Curran on just moving forward an agenda for the Hispanic community. So our first honoree is Ingrid Villagrán. She was born in El Salvador and came to the United States at the age of 10. Her parents fleeing from violence. Ingrid's parents came to start a new life here from a young age. Ingrid witnessed firsthand all the sacrifices her parents made in order to give her and her siblings a better life. From leaving everything they knew behind to working 2 jobs, each for 20 years, to ensure their children were able to live in safety and have access to education. Ingrid is grateful for her parents instilling in her the importance of obtaining an education and using her knowledge as a tool to not only improve her own life, but to always utilize to empower her community and give back. At the age of 16, Ingrid knew she wanted to have a career in the legal field. She graduated from Harvard and William Smith colleges and later attended Gonzaga University School of Law. She was admitted to the New York State Bar in 2002 and when she embarked on her dream to practice law. Ingrid was previously working at Catholic Charities where she focused on family-based immigration and political asylum cases. Ingrid also had her private law office for a few years in which she primarily practiced immigration law. For the past 10 years, she has formed part of the staff at the Safe Center, Long Island, where she is currently the Assistant Legal Director specializing in immigration, family and matrimonial law. Ingrid is a member of the Nassau County Bar Association. While her dream at the age of 16 was to become a judge someday, she is already well on her way to accomplishing that. Her legal career has afforded a tremendous opportunity to assist and work directly on critical issues with her community. We are honored to recognize an outstanding professional such as Ms. Villagrán.
Vanessa Cardona. Vanessa was raised in Long Beach, New York. She's the daughter of immigrant parents of Colombian and Puerto Rican descent. They instilled both of these attributes in Vanessa and her brother Jose with the goal of passing the torch through the next generation of Cardonas. Just as their immigrant predecessors, her parents had to overcome several large obstacles to establish a foundation their kids could inherit, including major language barriers. Despite the challenges, they were successful in starting a locksmith company in 1996. Maintaining a unified family front, they were able to grow the business and expand their services to what is presently known as Chardona's Key Lock Service. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. After all the years of training and working in the family business, Vanessa became the sole owner of Chardona's Key Lock Service in 2013. As a MWBE and DBE certified in New York, Vanessa has searched for opportunities to expand her business, including creating proposals presented to large corporations in order to help propel her business to new heights. As a women-owned business in a male-driven industry, Vanessa is determined to bring her own chair to the table. In 2012, when her hometown of Long Beach was devastated by Hurricane Sandy, she saw a need for help. Vanessa and her longtime friend successfully organized and directed a toy drive called LB Holiday Toy Drive. The response from the community and the participation of other small businesses blew everyone's expectation out of the water. After directing LB Holiday Toy Drive, she found a new passion in helping others. Recently, Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico in 2012 and devastated the island. Vanessa was once again drawn to continue her humanitarian efforts and teamed up with her brother's hurricane relief efforts. As a family, along with many other small business owners and local community members, they filled 3 40-foot containers and had them shipped to Puerto Rico. As a team, this grassroots effort of many like-minded individuals made the impossible possible. We are honored to recognize entrepreneur, businesswoman, Miss Vanessa Cardona.
Okay, so our next honoree is Giovanni Lasso. Officer Lasso was born in Bayshore to Vladimir Lasso and Amparo Flores, who both migrated to the United States from El Salvador during El Salvador's Civil War. Officer Lasso attended Brentwood School District in Soto County, where he excelled as a student athlete, playing football and becoming captain in his senior year, earning all county honors and participating in track. In addition to his athletic abilities, Officer Lasso was an active member of the student body, participating in DECA Business and Club in Science Olympiads. He graduated from Brentwood High School in 2004 and entered Nassau Community College, where he obtained an associate's degree in liberal arts. Recognizing at a young age that he wanted to help and teach others, Officer Lasso continued with his college studies and entered Hofstra University. Officer Lasso became an active member of Hofstra's organization for Latin Americans, OLA, seeking an opportunity to learn from others' experiences in the Latino community while sharing his own. He graduated from Hofstra in 2008 with a bachelor in history with a minor in Latin American and Caribbean studies. After graduating from Hofstra University, Officer Lasso enrolled in Queens College part-time and began earning credits towards a master's degree and a New York State teaching certification. While at Queens College, a desire to serve the public also prompted him to begin taking different civil service exams, including the Nassau County Police exam of 2012. In 2013, Officer Lasso received both his teaching certification and his score from the police exam. Officer Lasso began the hiring process with the police department, and after passing the physical fitness portion of the exam, he interviewed with the Freeport Police Department, where he was hired in October 2014. Officer Lasso attended the Nassau County Police Academy, where he graduated in May 2015. While working the night shift, Officer Lasso was and continued to be committed to not only preventing crime in the community. He works, but also builds relationships with the residents in order to better understand what they're feeling and to reassure them that the police department is there to help. Officer Lasso has earned honors from Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Freeport's Adopt a Cop program, which allows officers to be adopted throughout the school year by 4th graders, participates since it allows him to be in the classroom again and hopefully produce life-lasting experiences and impressions on the next generation of leaders. Officer Lasso is married to his college sweetheart, Ms. Beatriz Altamirano, and has 3 beautiful children, Olivia, age 3, Giovanni Jr., age 4, and Emilia, 10 months. We are honored to recognize as a next generation leader, a dedicated and humble public servant, Freeport Police Officer Giovanni Lasso.
Our next honoree, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it, Eudis Budai? Yes? Eudis Budai. A visionary and innovative leader with a keen sense of forward thinking to shape the lives of children, families, and communities. Eudis Budai has served in various capacities in the field of education for 28 years. His educational experience began in a private school as an assistant teacher working with students who required extensive emotional and academic support. Since then, he has become a teacher in mainstream classes, special education, bilingual special education teacher, department chair, building and district administrator, and adjunct professor. Wow, that's a mouthful. Mr. Budai serves on various local, state, and national committees and organizations as an instructional leader and an advocate, ensuring equitable opportunities for all students. He has been instrumental in developing curriculum, providing professional learning to administrators, teachers, and families, and securing funds that enhance the educational experiences and reduce the equity gap in schools. Mr. Budai facilitates and evaluates various state and federal grants and establishes long-lasting partnerships, increases the level of commitment, and provides the leadership required to recommend and take action on public policy at the federal, state, and local levels. Mr. Budai has earned a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education, Special Education, a Master of Science in Multicultural Bilingual Education, Professional Diploma in Educational and Supervision Leadership, and is currently in his endeavor to obtain his doctorate. Mr. Budai presently serves as the proud Superintendent of Schools for the Westbury Union Free School District, and we are honored to recognize a fellow Latino, educator, and leader who is paving the way for the younger generation of educators who see in him as the model of what educational leadership will look like in the future. Mr. Eudes Budai, Superintendent of Westbury Schools, I congratulate you, and we are honored to celebrate you this evening. Join me in a round of applause.
Our next honoree is a fellow Dominican, Jennifer Martinez, born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Jennifer Martinez immigrated to New York at the age of 15, and at that moment she began to dream big. At a very early age, she felt a calling in the areas of communication, media, and theater. She obtained an associate's degree in liberal arts from Nassau Community College and is currently working on her bachelor's in communication from SUNY Oldsmobile. She is currently a reporter for one of the largest Spanish language newspapers on Long Island, La Noticia newspaper, which allowed her to travel all across our region, covering stories that impact the Latino community on Long Island. It has also provided her with the opportunity to meet so many amazing leaders, residents, and individuals making a difference right here in her community. As a resident of Long Island herself, Jennifer is uniquely positioned to tell the stories of the Latino experience, to understand the local dynamics, and to empower her community through information. Jennifer is also a proud, loving mother and wife, and a firm believer that your dreams become reality through hard work, regardless of the challenges life throws at you. And that with God by your side, anything is possible. We are honored to recognize a young, talented, passionate journalist who is always present for her community, Ms. Jennifer Martinez.
Our next honoree is youth leader Heidi Martinez. Heidi Martinez is a 17-year-old Unionville resident who was born and raised in El Salvador. She grew up with her siblings and mother. Her father came to the United States when she was just 3 years old. She attended schools in El Salvador, but knew that education after the 8th grade would prove difficult. If she wanted to keep studying, she would have to go farther away. She migrated to the United States when she turned 13 years of age. She has been in this country for 4 years and appreciates the many opportunities she has been able to access. Throughout her middle school years as a Uniondale student, she earned many accolades that have carried over into her senior year of high school. This year, she is graduating. She credits determination and a work ethic instilled in her by her parents as her reason for success. She has been inducted into the Nassau BOCES Honor Society, and she was featured in local media outlets representing students from Barry Tech. She will be graduating with an Advanced Regents Diploma and has maintained an average in the 90s. Her drive is defying the negative labels and stereotypes that exist about the Latinx community. Latinas are great citizens of this nation, and with each award and achievement, she reinforces the beauty of her culture and her native country. She is quite proud of all of her achievements and dedicates those achievements to representing the Latina experience. Heidi is a member of a program at Malloy College called Mentoring Latinas, with 2 years of assistance. Heidi says, "When I grow up, I want to be an elementary school teacher or a child psychologist. I'm studying early childhood education at Barry Tech, Nassau BOCES, and firmly believe the future of our nation depends on the support we lend our kids. I want to create change." We are honored to recognize a young leader who is the very definition of determination and a representation of what our youth has to offer. Join me in congratulating Ms. Heidi Martinez.
Our next honoree is Jocelyn Paz. Jocelyn Paz is a senior at the State University of New York College at SUNY Always Bay. Pursuing a degree in Industrial and Labor Relations, throughout her academic career, Jocelyn has played many roles on the Always Bay campus, from writing center tutor to a desktop engineering assistant to a commuter assistant. Furthermore, Jocelyn has served as the editor-in-chief for the Industrial and Labor Relations newsletter and vice president of the Politics, Economics, and Law Club. In her senior year at Always Berry, Jocelyn will be serving as the student body vice president. Off campus, Jocelyn has interned with Long Island Jobs with Justice, where she advocated for workers and immigrants' rights. Jocelyn has shown to be an active leader who cares for her community. Jocelyn is also a DACA recipient and the founder of the Undocumented Student Alliance, a club for undocumented students. The club has served as an advocacy group disseminating information on the realities many undocumented immigrants face. Jocelyn has provided space on campus for undocumented students to tell their stories in a safe, in a space where students feel secure and supported. Jocelyn is passionate and driven. She is on a continuous endeavor to better her community and elevate the stories of its members. She is currently a funds representative at RWDSU UFCW Local 338. We are honored to recognize a young, brave leader, Ms. Jocelyn Paz.
Thank you. Please, one last round of applause for our honorees. One final group of honorees, and these folks are very special. When we kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month, we wanted to do something a little different, and I spoke with the county executive, and she loved the idea. And we decided to kick off something called Community Heroes, which was a social media effort. Some of you have seen it on Facebook, where we wanted to also highlight many community leaders who have paved the way in their own distinct ways and accomplishments. And we also wanted to recognize everyday residents who, through their hard work and determination, make a difference in our community, right? We don't need all the time the fancy titles or degrees to know that all of our community members make this county what it is. Some of my community heroes include my parents, who risked everything, right? Risked their life to save mine and my sisters for us to come here for a better life. And I will always share that experience and that story because it is what has made me what I am today. My parents aren't here this evening, but they are my own community heroes who leave everything behind, careers, to come here and work in industries such as housekeeping and washing cars when my father was a few credits shy of becoming an engineer. So we have so much talent and hard work and determination and perseverance in our community that we ought to honor it every single day of the year. Honored several folks in our social media effort, and we have some of them today that we would love to recognize, including folks like Ms. Godia Walter, Ignacia, who have been educators and have taught new English language learners for decades in our community, and who are still there trying their best and have a wonderful partnership with CASA. We have Mr. Marco Hurtado, who each and every day makes our facilities in the county that much better. He does it with so much hard work and dedication, and who years of doing that started his own business with his family, and who his pride and joy will tell you is his nephew, who graduated salutatorian from East Hampton High School, is on a full scholarship at Cornell, and he wanted me to say that, so I have to say that. Betty Rodriguez, who doesn't know Betty? She is a breast cancer survivor who has made it her life mission to give back, in particular to Latina women across our state. She brings free mammogram vans. She has partnered with hospitals and medical providers to do workshops and to ensure that any woman who is uninsured receives these critical services. Becky is always there when we need her, and she is a wonderful community partner and hero and leader, and we are honored to have these folks here tonight. So please stand up, come up here, and let us recognize and honor you. Thank you. Thank you so much once again. And finally, we've been waiting for this. I know I've been waiting for this. I have heard tremendous things about this next group that we're about to witness a performance. It is an honor to introduce the John W. Dodd Middle School from Freeport. Yay, Freeport. A select group from the band. So enjoy. filled my heart with joy, and I'm so proud because I'm also a Newport alum. So thank you so much. And up next to close out our evening, I want to just call up our final performance of the night. Mr. Angel Reyes, where are you? Program. As you can see around you, we have some phenomenal pieces of artwork in this room and outside. And I also just want to thank the featured artists that are part of this program. Mr. Jorge Guzman Sr., may he rest in peace. Thank you to Jorge Guzman Jr., who made all this possible and is the one that cares for his father's legacy and hopes to continue that in the community. Other artists that are featured tonight: Saul Lopez, Elizabeth Arias, Reynaldo Martinez. Thank you so much for blessing us with these wonderful pieces of art that we get to enjoy this evening as part of our celebration. I also just want to thank some of our community restaurants who so graciously donated food for this evening. They include Olinda's Restaurant in West Hempstead, Julie's Restaurant in Inwood, Esforza's Mexican Restaurant, their location in Levittown, and La Sevillana Bakery from Hempstead. All wonderful, local, Latino-owned businesses who are giving their little part for tonight's festivities. Once again, thank you to our honorees this year, featuring our next generation of leaders, and inspiring also some of the young ones that we see around the room, from education leaders to legal scholars to business owners, and to our youth who are now going to be paving the way and will be trailblazers. I cannot wait to see what you will all accomplish in the near future. And this also sets the tone, right, for what our community should be striving for, to dream big and know that we are slowly but surely earning our rightful places in halls of power, in law enforcement. Officer Lazo, you are an example and a role model, and please know that for many little boys and girls in our communities, to see someone that looks like them, that lives in their neighborhood, that was raised in their neighborhoods, please know that. And you know, we look forward to working with you in partnership. You can do so many great things also in our community, and thank you for allowing us to honor you this evening. Ms. Jennifer Martinez, a journalist, one that we see in all of our local events. Please know that many youth are also going to look up to you to guide them, right? They are ready and willing to take on that torch. We just have to be ready to pass it on.
Share with you. So I want you to take a moment to listen. I'm going to start by playing a song by a Colombian singer-songwriter. Yesterday was my girlfriend's birthday, Catalina. So I want to dedicate this song to her. Mi amor, I hope you like it. Siento que no te he dejado de pensar desde este momento, que contigo estaría bien, que tus ojos son perfectos y pienso que es hora de intentar algo eterno, y creo que nada me impide decirte que estaría bien besarnos una vez y otra vez, hacer el amor por siempre una y otra vez, tocarnos una vez y otra vez, sentir tu piel junto a la mía una vez y otra vez y otra vez. pensar desde este momento que contigo estaría bien, que tus ojos son perfectos y pienso que ya es hora de intentar algo en serio, y creo que nada me impide decirte que estaría bien besarnos una vez y otra vez, hacer el amor por siempre una y otra vez, besarnos una vez y otra vez, sentir tu piel junto a la mía una vez y otra vez y otra vez. Decirte que estaría bien besarnos una vez y otra vez, sentir tu piel junto a la mía una vez y otra vez y otra vez y otra vez. Te amo, mi amor. And now it's time to end. And now it's time to fire. I lay next to you and you next to me. We'll both be free. I lay next to you, and you next to me. We'll both be free. Bring your lover, and bring your lover, and see your lover run, run, run. She brings her favorite, she brings her favorite, she brings her favorite gun, gun, gun. And now it's time to end. And now it's time to fire. She lay next to you, and you next to her, and you'll both be free. She lay next to you, and you next to her, and you'll both be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel and friends. Thank you so much. Definitely wanted to highlight local Latino talent as much as we can. Folks, please go out and enjoy some food. And I know you all have phones, you have internet. Please like our Facebook page, Nassau County CASA, Office of Hispanic Affairs, so that we can keep you all up to date on what we're going to be doing. Some really cool initiatives.
Water seeps through the air, drawing circles in the dirt. Sunshine breathing life in colors. Calibrating temperature, growing roots from the center of the sphere. Glowing green and air is clear. Spinning clouds like wheels, weaving words like silk. Lock and store